Western Front Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith. We are playing the Early War expansion by Joe Carter that's found on Board Game Geek. This is not a how to play. This is just me playing. I guarantee I'm going to make mistakes, and there are quite a few differences in the Early War from the main game. So the Early War is not quite as action-packed or as deadly as, or it can be because the planes aren't as good, but it's you don't quite have as many missions, about half the missions, and the planes are a lot weaker, and it's fun. I mean, I love the early war planes, so therefore I'm trying it out and playing it. But this is by no means a learn to play. This is also my personal vassal module, which will not be distributed, and eventually I may request get the compass guy, whoever's making the compass module. I saw a preview of that on Mo's Learn to Play. If I can put my version up on his page also, but there's no guarantee on that. Some guys don't like it, others do. Anyway, disclaimers out of the way. Back to business here. We are still in a Marine Sounder Type L. We are getting ready to fly our... I'm not using fatigue because I'm having enough trouble remembering rules and stuff. There's just still a lot going on in my life. I'm in a big time state of flux with the wife's passing and moving out of the house and getting affairs in order and everything. It's just a lot, and my brain's still adjusting to everything. So I'm just kind of playing simplified rules. But I need to record as part of my keeping my head straight because it's hard. 30, I've known the woman 37 years, been married for 34, so it's hard to just kind of walk away from that. Anyway, let's roll to see what our mission's going to be, shall we? Get back on track here. Allied missions in 1916. We are in March of 1916, so we are still rolling for 1916, but we'll be rolling a different encounter chart this time. First off, we got to see how many missions we're doing, and in the early war, instead of a D6, we're doing a D3, and we get 3 missions. So we're going to go ahead and put 3 missions down. I just put X's in there right now so I don't forget how many I got, and I'll just overwrite them as the time comes. Alright, our first mission is going to be 7, an offensive patrol. The Verdun major ground offensive has just started, but we are up in the Somme, so that's not going to affect us any. So this is going to be just a straight up offensive patrol. So I will go ahead and bring over my log sheet and put OP in there. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and take off. Let me get the 15-16 charts down here, and we are no longer in the first one, so we're going to go to the second Allied chart, and we're going to take off. And I forgot to reset my offensive patrol. There we go. Nothing else I forgot to do. Alright, we're going to go ahead and take off. We're going to roll for encounters, and they're starting to get a little more common now, I think. We roll a 6, which is nothing in friendly lines. Going to go into friendly territory. 6, nothing. Going to hit no man's land. 8, nothing. Going to hit enemy territory. We roll a 7, that's nothing. We got to head back now because we don't have fuel range on these guys. So we're back in no man's land. We roll an 8, that is nothing. We're going to hit friendly territory. 10, nothing. Wow. And we're going to go back to our base. Friendly territory, 10, nothing, and we're going to land. The weather in landing is 9. Bad weather. So we're going to add 2, I believe it is. And we're going to roll a 6, 7, 8, no damage, easy landing, and the mission is over. I may have forgotten to shuffle my cards again. I'm pretty bad on that. Like I said, definitely not a learn to play with me in charge. We do, however, successfully do our patrol even though we encountered nothing. So we get a success. That's our 4th mission. It's going to give us yet another XP. So that's going to give us 3 XP, and I'm going to go ahead. I forget which one is XP too. Darn it. I could actually look at my game, but it's in the drawer next to me, and I don't feel like moving things around to get to it. Quit being lazy, Greg. I've got my shredder and everything there because we're going through and shredding files from years gone by because I somewhere along the line lost track of all that. Life got crazy in about the last 5 years with the wife's health declining and things going on to me and jobs changing, and there's a lot going on. None of it brought about by choice. It was all just life throwing things at you. And yeah, you just roll with it. We rolled with it well. It's just, you look back and the last 5 years are gone fast. 5, 7 years. I guess it's even been more like 7 years. Anyway, I'm sitting here digressing, and I am just looking for experience points are the first one. Okay. That's the problem with my module because I have it automated, it can't just move the piece out of the way to look at it, and I think I really need to go ahead and put a hide pieces button. So I have that, and I may just do that. So anyway, we've got, we gain a point, but I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 right away. And buy that 6 cents for 3. And that's going to save me any DEs, which I think we better do before it's too late. So just done that. And now the next thing I'm going to start work on is probably my aircraft maneuvers to try to stay alive. But I like precision because it gives you a little bit more chance to fire out there in combat. And I like 6 cents, and I'm still just kind of waiting. Let's go look at friendly aircraft again. It is now March. March the 16th. So we do have the Nieuport 10 available and the Nieuport 11 available. A lot speedier. We have the Lewis guns, which do not jam. That and precision may not be bad. What about the 10? The 10's junky, I think. 10's junky, not quite as good. If I'm going to do this, we're going to go ahead. You know what? Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead and switch out to and I'm going to do that right now. Nieuport 11. So I need to switch over my advanced maneuvers and my reflexes. Let's end that mission first, shall we? Advanced maneuvers and reflexes. Could we get them free? Alright, and we are now in the Nieuport 11, so I'm going to adjust my log to reflect that, and we are going to try out. So this next mission then, we're going to go put, I got to enter the sortie because I don't think I have training in. Let's put TRN for training, and then we're going to go ahead and roll our 3rd mission, which is going to be a 9. 1916 is a line patrol. I don't have anything for training in there, so I was definitely an enter. All right, and so we are ready to take off in our newly acquired and newly trained Nieuport 11. Let's hit it, shall we? Going to go ahead and take off. We're looking at a line patrol, so we're going to no man's land. We got a 3, and we are in friendly territory in the wrong chart out there. 3 is a 2-seater. And we're actually going to start seeing different things now, because now the C1's no longer, as if we didn't have enough trouble. I mean, the C1s, we just never really could do anything to them, but the C3s and the Rolands are now in play. So we're going to roll 2d6 on this one. We get an 11 to Roland C2, so we're going to go ahead and pull that out the way. We're going to bring in the aircraft, enemy aircraft, 2-seaters, 1916. And we are looking at a Roland C2. And we're going to be looking at the starting orientation. I can't get any worse than that. I don't think we're going to be fighting this guy because he is out of the sun, which means he's advantaged, which means as soon as his turn's coming up, he's going to disappear. So we do not get to see him. All right, so let's go ahead then and move on to the next phase, which is friendly territory. We roll a 3, which is another 2-seater. We go a 6. No, hold on, that's the wrong one. Somehow I clicked on the wrong thing. We roll a 6, which is nothing. Yeah, we're not in no man's land. So, we will go into no man's land now. And we roll an 8. We have nothing there. We're going to stay in no man's land for a little bit. We're going to roll a 11, which is another 2-seater. And we're going to roll a 7 on that, which is going to be a Roland again. So either we ran into the same flight or just a different plane of the same make. Roland comes out. We roll for starting orientation. That's much better. We get a player starts advantaged. So we're going to come in firing. Lewis guns don't jam now. We only have 3 ammo, so I'm going to come in firing, and he's obviously going to be doing his defensive maneuvers. And I may be getting some of these rules wrong. I know there's some rules in there that say certain enemy aircraft have to do certain things. Defensive maneuver, I try to keep them away from just the basics, because the defensive maneuvers are pretty good. I have to read the rules again. I'm not going to spew about how confused I am right now. It just is what it is. There's our attack card. There's their defense card. We are still weapons 2, so we got 3 hits. We do not have any more of that -1 modifier for no interrupters. So we will get the 3 hits if. And hey, he does a half loop, which improves the trailing. But we're going to get our 2 hits on him. 3 hits on him. So, and that is an odd card, so I do use 1 ammo up. And we're going to roll them 3 hits. First hit, 61, tail. Second hit, 44, canvas. Third hit, 54, landing gear. Landing gear's not on there because it's meaningless for the enemy, so we didn't know a whole lot on that one. Now we're going to go to initiative. We have a 12. And the Roland C2 has a 11, so we're up by 1. And then we're going to roll. We gain 3 there, so that's going to be a 4. We're going to gain 1 position. So we're disadvantaged. It's going to be his turn. In 1 to 4, he's going to disengage. He rolls a 5. He cannot disengage. We are going to use a defensive maneuver. We are in a rotary, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do a tight turn, and then he's going to do a defensive maneuver. Improved by 1. They're not rotary. So he's going to improve by 1, and I'm going to improve by 2. So his improving by 1 takes me there. Then my improving by 2 takes me head on. He cannot get out of that situation. And then we're going to roll initiative. We are up by 1. We roll a 6 to 1, so we're up by 6 now. We're going to gain 2 positions. So this is actually good for him because he's going to be able to fire back at us. We're trailing, but we do get an extra hit out of this. So this time we are going to attack, and he is going to defend and defensive fire. So there's our attack. We have 4 plus 1 is a 5. Here's his defensive. Avoid all damage, improved by 1. So there goes our nice roll. That's what usually has been happening to me. Plus he gets to fire defensively, which is 2 hits on us. His first hit is 61, which is our tail. And his second hit is 55, which is canvas. Not bad. And that was an odd card, so we use another ammo up. Precision is not helping me today. And we get to, he is at disadvantaged now. So he does not get the getaway. We do get the roll in initiative. 4-1, that's 3 up, plus we're still up by 2, so that's, up by 1, so that's 4 up. We gain 1 position, which means he's going to be tailing again. We're going to come on in and attack again. Another odd card, and 0 hits to add insult to injury. Their defensive avoid 2 hits, which is no problem because they didn't get any hits to begin with. And he's going to fire back 0 hits, so nothing done. But we are now out of ammo. And we go to the initiative roll at the end of combat. We're up by 4. I'm getting the initiative rolls this round. We got up by 4, up by 5, means we gain 2 positions. Can't get any better than trailing, so he cannot try to avoid us. This time we're going to try to reload our guns. And he is going to go defensive and fire. So here's his defensive, and here's his fire. At 0 hits on the fire, his defensive is avoid 1 hit, plus encounter ends. And we're going to roll to reload our guns, which doesn't really matter because the encounter ended, and he's gone. And we already had the epiphany, so, and I also used our luck up. I got to get rid of that. So we do reload. And that should have and did not undo that. Yeah, I gotta look at that. It works on my other ones. Works on the other ones. So I say. Well, that'll be something I have to fix. And like I said, it's not a big deal because this isn't going anywhere anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 3 ammo manually. I have it all set up though, so I don't have to do that. I'm not sure what happened there. It might be sending it to the wrong plane. That's always possible. I don't know. I'll go look at it. I'll do that another time. So we are in 11. We are still out on our patrol. We have met our obligation. We're going to go ahead and stay there a little bit longer. Now we loaded our guns up. We only have that 1 tail damage. Clear that plane. Get that out of there. We are in no man's land again. And we are on line patrol. Yes, no man's land is where we're staying. 8. 8 is nothing. We're going to go ahead and have to head back to base now, so we'll be in friendly territory. We roll a 9. Nothing there, and we're going to go back into our base and must land. And that's going to be an 8, nothing there. Weather is 7, which is good weather, and our roll for landing is 7, which is an easy landing. So we have completed yet another mission. We're not getting the kills. We're not even getting much damage, but that's to be expected with these light aircraft. So we did, however, get a successful sortie. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's our first until our next amount of stuff. And we're starting April with 16, so we can roll for a promotion check again. Promotions don't really mean a whole lot in this game. It's just for shits and giggles more than anything. It does make something in the campaign. I just got to figure out where I did with the promotions. Promotion is successful is on a 1 die 6 roll 1 to 4, and we get a 1. So we will move up 1 more. And I meant to put a promote thing on here to do both of these, and I did not. So we are now a Capitaine, though I don't know why, because we have absolutely done nothing. So actually, we did. We got a kill. We've damaged a few. We've successfully completed our missions. We're doing what they tell us to do. We're just not very good at it. Control V, and that was in April of 16. And that's going to be the end of this video. And so I will see you guys later. This is Western Front Ace by Compass Games, designed by Gregory M. Smith. We are playing the early war expansion by Joe Carter. And we're surviving, but we're not getting a whole lot out of it. That's because of the lightweight planes right now. But I don't know. Let's see, the 17 comes out. Technically, we can't even use the 17. And then playing this expansion, because you start with an extra year, you'll have to use 2 prestige to get him. And I would love to do that to get that extra speed and bump. But we've got to wait till the end of the campaign. And now I've got to get 2 more prestige back up, and it's not happening anytime fast with all this lack of awards I'm getting here. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me, and you all have a good night.